Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have an exciting one. We're going to be testing to see how fast professional disc golfers throw. The way we're going to test their arm speed, to test all the angles of their throw, is with the best instrument probably on the market, the TechDisc. And this video is not sponsored by TechDisc by any means, but for those of you that don't know about it, TechDisc is a company relatively new that has a small computer on the bottom of a disc. This computer is calibrated to each disc that they mold this to. So for example, this is an Innova Destroyer and this chip is calibrated to that disc. They also have computers that are calibrated to other discs from other companies, Discraft, Innova, and I think an MVP in the future. This disc will help us learn how fast professional disc golfers throw. And I myself am not a professional disc golfer, but I have other professional disc golfers with me, and here they are.
My name is Avial Gomez. I'm currently 17 years old. I've been playing MPO for the last 2 years. I've been playing disc golf for 9 years. I'm currently 1016 rated, and I'm curious to see what the results show with the TechDisc. I've thrown it before a little, and I want to see what speed I can get, maybe how much spin, forehand, backhand, maybe even lefty. So we'll see. I'm excited to test it out.
My name is Emmanuel Torres. People know me as Manny. I've been playing disc golf since 2011, been playing professionally since 2018, and so on. I have not looked back. I am 1018 rated. Done the TechDisc once or twice before, handful of times, and it's fun. Throw comfortably like 460, I guess, and if I really want to rip it, I could get over 500.
All right, my name is Christian Oy. I am the owner of Disc Zone, disc golf store in Santa Cruz, California. I am by no means professional, but I am probably in the high MA1 level, low MPO level. I currently compete in both MA1 and MPO. I'm 956 rated. I've been playing for about 2.5 years. Technically turned pro at the beginning of this year, but I haven't cashed yet, so I don't consider myself a professional. I throw, I would say comfortably around 400 feet. However, I can get over maybe like 430, 440 if I get really lucky, if there's good wind, if I have a good rip. I've thrown the TechDisc a bunch of times, and honestly, it was a great tool for me to improve my form, make changes, and ultimately get the form that I have today. So I'm excited to see how I stack up against both Avi and Manny, and you guys can get some insight to how an amateur player throws. So let's get started. All right, so we're gonna be throwing this TechDisc into a net, and we're gonna do a few different throws. We'll do backhand and we'll do sidearm. And essentially from this, you'll be able to see what it takes to throw like a professional level player. So let's get started.
I'll be going up first. I'll be throwing like comfortable, where I feel comfortable throwing, and see what my numbers are. I have a bad habit of releasing everything on hyzer. I cannot throw flat. All right, 600, here we go. Yeah, right. Oh, dude, this net's honestly not that bad.
It's good. So Manny just threw on a warm-up 65.3 miles per hour, little nose up, 22 degrees of hyzer.
All right.
There's the hyzer, man.
I'll do like a handful
Yeah.
at least. All right, again. See if I can throw it a little bit better. All right.
That was 66.2 miles an hour, nose down.
Okay.
Little hyzer. 466 on the TechDisc.
460. See, comfortable 460. All right. Let's see if I can give this a better rip.
That was
68.
67.1 miles per hour.
Are you serious?
Little nose up,
Dude,
but
what's
solid.
going on, Avi? I don't think I'm hitting 70 today. I'll try to throw flat this time.
So Manny switched up the angle there, and he ended up throwing
20 degrees of hyzer.
68.6 miles per hour, 18 degrees of hyzer.
Jeez, I'm not getting 70 today.
462.
I'll blame it on work. I don't know what's going on.
Last rip for Manny.
All right, last rip, because I cannot get over 67.
Last throw, 71.8 miles per hour.
All right, one more.
Negative nose angle, and he got it 501 feet according to the.
That's weird. All right.
According
Last
to
one.
All right,
That felt so slow.
So
I can't do
Manny's
360.
last one, 71 miles per hour, 20.4 degrees hyzer, and it ended up going 532 feet according to TechDisc. So pretty solid numbers.
All right, gonna throw a few backhands. Gonna start maybe with some like 70%, 80%, and then I'll throw some full power.
So on
That's about 60. No, maybe less. That's like 55.
on like a 55, he's 58 miles per hour. Look at that nose angle, folks.
Look at that spin rate.
And look at the spin rate, 1,300. This is ridiculous.
Wait, I'm gonna try a little. Let's see. Another 70%.
A nice cool 70% for Avi. 1,384 RPMs. Look at the nose angle. Look at the spin. Look at the speed. 393 feet on a 70%er. How hard do you think you threw that?
Like 62.
62.6 miles per hour, 1,400 RPM. Super high launch angle, but great nose angle.
Oh, that looked good.
No, that was more than that. I was trying pretty hard.
So 62.3 miles per hour, 1,432 RPMs.
This is not good.
So this is something Avi definitely does. He has the mega good RPMs, but his speed is not necessarily low, but not as high compared to like Manny.
I'm going to try turnover. No. That was not good.
So according to not good for Avi, 62.1 miles per hour, 1,426 RPM. Slight Annie.
I'm going to try power grip.
Okay, yeah.
I wonder if I get more speed. I don't think so.
Power grip for Avi, 61.3 miles per hour.
Oh my
the spin, 1,450. -3 nose angle. This is like, the stats are through the roof. Speed's maybe a tiny bit low.
That was not power grip. That was regular.
So Avi, 63.8 miles per hour. Just very consistent stats, as you can see. All right, I'm gonna throw next. I'm just gonna do a few warm-ups and then I'll try to rip a few.
Co-owner of Disc Zone, folks.
Typically, I throw in like the low 60s to maybe mid 60s. This is like a 70.
That went through the net. It ripped through the net. He's just going all the way. All right, it's connected. It's connected. So Chris threw 60 mph, 1,100 spin.
Wow, that was like a 72. Yeah, I throw so hard I just break the net, you know? So.
That's crazy.
This one I'll try a little bit harder, like 80, 85.
I was 62.8.
Wow.
1,000 RPMs.
Pretty good. All right, I'm gonna try to rip into one, like this is like 90%, and I'll do a couple full power.
I heard the snap on that one. 67.5.
That was crazy.
1,100 spin, 449 feet.
Wow.
According to you, Disc.
67 is crazy. Okay. That's really high for me.
What's your PR, Chris?
My PR is 67.8, so.
Oh, you put some juice into that.
A little bit of juice into that.
That's those 2 burritos you ate. 64 miles per hour, 1,100 spin.
All right, last one with some control.
67.1, 1,175 spin.
That's really good for me.
All right, thoughts?
Overall, pretty stoked with my, with my stats there, but there's a little bit of insight to how we throw backhand. Let's get to some forehands.
All right. Max sidearm. I could probably get like 380. That's probably stretching it out a little too much. I can throw 350 comfortably.
Let's see it on the stats.
Let's see it on the stats. Watch it go 250 flex. Good thing it's downwind. I just farted. All right. All right, here it goes.
How hard was that?
That's probably like pretty hard.
Pretty hard. 60 miles per hour, flat, 402 feet, 814 RPMs.
All right, I'll do a comfortable one. I feel like I just stepped into that one where I was trying to muscle it up.
Okay.
I'll do a comfortable one. That felt pretty comfortable.
That was like a comfortable shot according to Manny. 60.5 miles per hour. Slightly positive on the nose angle, but exactly 350 feet.
Yeah, see? I throw comfortably 350.
Yeah.
All right, I'll throw a hyzer.
59.7, but tons of nose up.
Damn,
4.8
really?
degrees. But
That's not good.
consistent hyzer for sure. Very consistent on the spin.
I'll throw now just my final two, a couple Annies. For some reason,
59.4. Definitely Annie. Straight into the ground.
Really?
No, like 260.
All right, last one.
Well, that looks solid. 61.1.
All right.
Annie. 400 feet.
All right.
I mean, very consistent on the spin. Very consistent on the speed, clearly. Avi up next.
That's kind of what I want on a sidearm. I don't really throw a lot of them for max distance. I kind of play the glide or the flip or the understability of a distance driver to get there. Felt pretty happy with my results. So now Avi's up.
I'm going to try throwing some sidearms. I don't have a big sidearm, so I mostly throw sidearms anywhere like under 300 feet comfortably, maybe. Some sidearms I could throw like 350, depends on the wind, but let's see. I'm going to start with a little smooth, maybe like 260.
Ooh.
So that's, according to Avi, smooth 260. 52.9 miles per hour. Nice negative nose angle. 266 on the dot.
All right, let's see if
769
I can
RPM.
get 290 on this one.
53.6, negative 1.3 degrees nose angle. 295 on the dot.
Dude, Avi, that's good.
Avi knows his distance.
I'll go for 300 now.
54.2, slightly positive nose angle. Went 270.
That was nose up, I
That's
think.
a full power for Avi.
I think that was nose up.
Slightly nose up, 55 miles per hour. Nice 270. Wait. So Avi, 55.2 miles an hour, 9.4 degrees hyzer. It's pretty good.
I want to see if I can. I got to get 320.
56.2. Oh, this has got to go 320. 328.
Hey.
I'm going to try some lefties. I've been trying to learn a good lefty backhand since I think it'd be good for not throwing as many distance sidearms, since I don't have the biggest of sidearms, and I think it'd be good for injury prevention, so I'm going to try it. That was
Solid. Good. Solid lefty. This guy's lefty is look at that. 1,300 RPMs, 58 miles per hour, 332 feet. That's a little warm up for you.
Oh, that was bad. No. Ah, damn.
That one's considered bad. Considered bad by Avi. Perfect negative nose angle, amazing spin, 57 miles per hour. It's actually
that was nose up left, I think.
I just don't understand.
58.4 miles per hour, perfect nose angle, maybe a little high, amazing spin, 330 feet.
I'm going to try flex shot. I'm probably going to miss the net.
Do it.
So went through the net, but good flex.
That was almost
61.4 miles per hour, super good nose angle still, and pretty good RPMs, 370. That is amazing. So now we'll do my sidearm. Funny enough, my righty sidearm is really atrocious, especially if you kept up with the channel. You already know this, so I've talked about it a billion times. Main reason, if you haven't watched the channel, I'm left-handed. So this is very unnatural for me. So you guys will get kind of some insight into what like a beginner, intermediate sidearm looks like.
Can't believe my phone's about to die.
Where's that at?
53.8.
Wow.
804 spin.
I'll do one more.
Yeah. Went 324 feet for the first item apparently.
54.7.
So yeah, that's typically about where my sidearm gets. I don't really get much more. So, but that's kind of my form. After we gave you guys some insight on our backhand, or on just all of our throws, our righty backhand, lefty backhand for Avi, and sidearm, we'll do some slow motion videos so you guys can see our form, break it down. Especially for these two pros, you can kind of see what a professional form looks like.
So a few things to talk about while these slow motion videos are going on. Number one, it was very interesting to point out that Manny's has really high arm speed, but his RPMs are relatively low, kind of similar to mine in the 1100s. While compared to Avi, he's kind of like the exact opposite, where he has lower arm speed, low for professional, but really high RPMs in my opinion. Also, it was very interesting to note that the harder that Avi threw it seemed like the RPMs would increase rather than the arm speed. That was something that was really interesting for me, and I'd be curious to see what you guys think about that. And then overall, the last thing I thought that was pretty amazing was that, especially Avi, but Manny as well, they're very consistent in terms of their spin, angle, arm speed, and I think that is a defining characteristic of what it takes to be a professional disc golfer. For myself, you can see that for my sidearm and even my backhands, my statistics varied a little bit, whether speed or nose angle. And I guess the key, I mean, it seems obvious, but it's funny that consistency plays such an important factor, that once you get your form down, your technique down, that as long as you could repeat this, you could definitely become a better disc golfer.
Well, that kind of does it for this video. I hope it gave you some insight to how some professional level disc golfers throw and how I throw. I think it was a good insight to see the arm speed, the spin, the nose angle, consistency too. And also, before we end this video, if you want to check out TechDisc, I do sell them at my shop through an affiliate link. So I'll put the link in bio below if you want to check one out. Driver, fairway driver, mid-range, or putter from Innova, Discraft, and maybe even MVP. This is definitely a good tool to improving your disc golf form, and I highly recommend it. But like I said, that kind of does it for this video. Thanks to these guys for being a part of it. If you want to support us, you could check out www.discone.com. I got a bunch of discs on there. We have discs from a bunch of different manufacturers. We have some discs on sale, so make sure to check it out.
Yeah, this was a very fun video. We'll probably have to make a part 2 at the shop.
For sure.
Maybe somewhere with better footing.
Someone with better footing, because we could probably slip here and die.
Yeah, we'll definitely come out with a second part. Thank you guys for watching, though, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.